Hello, my name is Cattywumpis. Happy holidays. I'm here with a simple tutorial on how to make a snowman for all your holiday needs. Let's get into that next. So first thing we're going to do is go to your create tool. We're going to use a simple sphere. So you'll see your sphere. See this menu here. I'm going to use the simple sphere just because it's a little more, it's a little smoother than our bigger sphere here. And make sure also, before I go over there, make sure when you go down to your tool settings, you have snapping off and you have uniform shapes on. Uniform shapes is just gonna make it so it's perfect when you draw it out like that, and we're not drawing any weird circles. I'm just going to draw a basic circle, a larger circle, and the largest circle. These should all be separate. If they are not separate, I'm going to show you how to separate them now. Let's merge them together. And you can go to Edit on the top, click on the shape, select, Options, Split Shape, Options, Split Shape. They'll all be separate now. So first thing I'm going to start with is make sure you use your Move tool, and you can hover over this. Make sure you're not clicking and trying to use the arrows. I mean, you can if you'd like to. I'm trying to make it as authentic as possible, so I'm going to place it by hand. I'm going to stick this into the ground right here. Let me move everything back. So I'm going to stick this one on the ground, make sure it's stuck into the ground because we don't want it to be floating on top. You gotta think of it like it's a regular snowman. You're trying to get the snow to, stick together, so you're going to push it into the ground a little bit. So next one, I'll do that here. And last one's on top. This one's a little small. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And there we go. We have a snowman shape. A few things I'm going to do just for my personal preference is I'm going to go to configure here, click on this, and each shape, they're all separate. I'm going to keep it that way for just a moment here. I'm going to turn them all to decoration, just so you're not having people bumping into your snowman. They'll just go through it and it'll be nice and out of the way. So now I can just walk through the snowman, no problem. And I will merge it here. So if you see 1, 2, 3, options, merge shape. And you got one nice little snowman piece. I'm gonna do this bit over here just because you can kind of see against the tan tiling here. I'm gonna make a hat. It's a very, very simple hat. I'm just gonna do with cylinders. So first thing I'm gonna do, go to the maker pen, go to the create tool, make sure you have snapping on. We do want it to be we want it to be even because it is a hat and not just, random snow. Go to my palette, scroll down until you see the cylinder simple. It's gonna be on this side. I'm gonna do that. And now that we have our grid on, it'll be a little bit easier to make a perfect shape like this. I'm going to create a small flattened out one. For when you're actually editing the shape, you may now turn off your snapping just so you're not getting, you can customize it a little bit easier that way. I'm going to bring this up, do a clone. So you go to your clone tool and clone directly above. Scale your second piece down, not too much, just enough. Make sure when you go to your manipulate tool, make sure it's dragged down into the bottom and drag it up. Nice and easy. There is our hat shape. But next we're going to do is a little bit of flare. I'm going to clone this piece on top of itself. If you go to here, there's a little white plus sign in the middle. I'll sit this way so you can see it. Press the white plus sign until you hear the little whomp sound. You're going to scale it up very slightly and then drag it down. This is just going to add a little ring around the side, and you want it to be down here. You can't see it outlined, but you'll see it in just a moment. For my texturing for the hat, I'm going to use, if you can see this here, yep, go to my colors, I'm going to use red, and I'm going to use cloth on 5000. Oop, good. Next one is black on cloth 5000, and that's going to be the other two. And now you have a little hat. And if I bring this over here, you can see the texturing. It kind of looks like a Freddy Fazbear hat, but it looks great. So the next thing is its face and nose and everything like that. I do have a pre-made shape over there, but I will show you how to make it with a little carrot nose, and then we're just gonna do black circles for everything else. First things first, I'm gonna go to my tube settings. So if you go to tube here, go to your tube. I'm gonna go to my meters until it's about to here. Yep, 0.04. Faucets are gonna be at 10. And I'm gonna draw with grid on a nice straight line. So just straight line like that. Easy. Next thing is I'm gonna turn snapping back off just so we're not doing that anymore. Go to edit, double edit, so press edit again and click on it. Oh, I guess with neon you probably can't see the faucets very well. Let me change it to cardboard. You're gonna double edit. And you should see these two faucet points here. What we're going to do with that is click on both with your select tool, press options and an insert point, and we're going to do that twice. You should have 5 points like this. And how to make like a carrot generally is it's going to get a little bit smaller as it goes. Smaller and smaller and smaller. Till the very top. And you can kind of customize this however you'd like it to be. And the top point up here is going to get smaller. And then we will bring it over to our nose. And here is a general carrot shape. Good. I'm going to take, and again, it does not need to be perfect. I'm going to take cantaloupe right here. And I'm going to use a dirt texture. Cantaloupe, dirt, scale that up. And here is a little nose for our snowman. If you would like it to be longer, all you need to do is just take some of the points and make them longer. So I can just drag this out. And we have a longer snowman piece for our snowman. I'm gonna place this on our boy. About right there is good. Now I have a little nose. And for all the rest of the details, it's just like it's gonna be coal, so it's gonna be black circles. So I'm gonna go back to create, snapping off, uniform shapes on, go to your shapes, simple sphere, and our color is going to be black. I'm gonna use black, and we could just use dirt just because it looks more coarse like coal would be. So we're gonna make a simple circle like this. I'll make it a little bit smaller, like that. And I'll get real nice and close up so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna have one eye here, one eye over here. Try to stick it into the snowman, but not too much. If you do too much, it might be like this, and then it looks kind of weak. We want it to be pronounced without being, you know, off the snowman. So I'll have it like that. For our smaller bits down here, I'm going to scale it down just a little bit, just to give it enough room to make like a good smile. And we'll clone each one. A good general rule of thumb is 5 or 6, just so you have 2 on each side or 3 on each side. We have that. I will take the eye buttons that I used for up here and put one at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom of the chest of the snowman. Good. And now we have a little snowman here. Next bit is the portion with the arms, so I'm going to need to make little arms for him. We're going to be using tubes for this, so if you get your maker pen, you will see, go to your palette, make sure you press on tube in your shapes menu, go back to tools. Our tube radius is going to be 0.08, so it should look like this. Our height scale is going to be 1, our faucets are going to be 10, and we're going to have snapping off. First things first, I'm going to put my camera over here so you can see me, and I'm going to self-scale down just so I can, you know, pull myself down here. For me, it's I'm on VR, so it is my 2 grip triggers. If I pull these down, it makes me smaller and bigger. Make sure you are at 33%. If you need your settings to figure out what it is for you, go to your options in your watch, go to your controls, and it should tell you somewhere there. We're going to use 33. go to the middle of the second piece here and just draw something out. You just want a little stick right here. Next thing we're gonna do is, if you see my settings here, you should be able to. Good. Actually, I'll move close to the camera. There you go. See my settings here? I'm going to put my radius down to 0.04. 0.04. And then we're gonna give him three fingers. So you're gonna drag it in either forward, up, or down. I'm gonna drag it down right here, and kind of gives him this little like weird finger here. And then you're just gonna draw 1, 2 off of it. This effectively gives him a hand like this,